full service here.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
You know, in 2016, my husband passed, and I went through kind of a depression at that point, and I figured, what am I going to do with my life? So I moved out of the place I was at into another apartment, and then I quit my job that I was at for 30 years, and then I decided, well, I'm going to continue doing something else. Then I got bored with Washington. I said, nothing's here to keep me here, so I'm going to take it on down the road, and I've always wanted to see San Diego. Beautiful place. But I started staying on the beaches too much. Yeah, I started meeting all the surfers. They were wonderful. Canadian surfers a lot. But I said, no. So I asked the people, where should I go next? And if I hear it 3 times from 3 different strangers, I have to do it. So I went to, they said, go to Burbank. I did. And I said, okay, this is cool. So I started off with Uber Eats because I figured I could still travel the United States and work for Uber Eats. Then I fell and got hurt. So I said, well, where can I go get showers? And they sent me on to the Salvation Army. And that's where I met Harmony, sweetest gal you ever want to meet. And we became pretty good friends. And then one time she says, you want to come to this church? And I said, sure, why not? And I came here and I loved this place. I mean, I went through this arches right over there and I thought, oh, how cool. And it looked like a castle. So I wanted that so badly. I said, this is pretty neat. And then I saw the posters and I saw this is no pews. It didn't really look like a church. It was laid back and I wanted to be here so bad. But then I was worried because I lived in my van and I had judged you before anything. And I figured these guys aren't going to let me stay because they're not going to want me to be here. Well, you didn't judge me. You accepted me for who I am. And I think that is so wonderful. I really do. And then I got cancer. And the prayers are so incredible here. It's just like I felt like I was going to be okay. And then Pastor Brooks talked to me on the phone just before I went into surgery. And he said, I know it was a weekday and I know he was probably on the job, but he took that time for me. And he prayed on the phone for me. And I says, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And they woke me up and everything was fine. They took out 7 cancer cells. And today I'm cancer free. But I know, thank you. And I know there's going to be many surgeries coming up, but I don't have the fear because I feel the power here. I feel the power in prayers. And no matter how whatever appointments I go to, I can always text Amanda or Pastor Brooks. And they've always encouraged me and got me through it, all my fears. And that is wonderful. So sometimes I keep thinking, I know I don't know the Bible, and you guys are all great Christians. And I think that's great because look at this guy. He amazes me because he's a musician. I love that. We got an actor. We got someone who works for Warner Brothers, and we got production. And this is so cool that all of you, we can come together, and I think that's so great. But anyway, I know that if I ever have any questions about the Bible, I know there's many teachers here, and I appreciate you for letting me come to you and have you teach me the Bible. Anyway, thank you for listening.